Yes, yes, I know. It's all true. The accusations are true. It's finally come out. The information's out there, and I want to say I'm sorry for not telling you sooner, okay? Will you forgive me? Just me and you, just on a personal level. Do you forgive me? Okay, good. I don't want you guys to see me in any other different way or any sort of light. Just remember me how I was, not how I am now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the fact that I'm a freaking wizard, apparently. Earlier today on the Chaotic Discord and on the Chaotic Community Facebook group, which I'll have a link to those in the description for you guys so you can go and check it out and get integrated into the community. We actually got an announcement today from Bulbastore. So if we take a look at the screenshot here, it says, after speaking with Brian again, he wants to hear the community feedback on how they can improve the card design. There's still time, so please take a moment and write out a solid response to the prompt. So as we jump over to the prompt here, we'll go ahead and look at the link, and it says Chaotic Card Template Feedback. If you could speak directly to Gannon and his team, and they're asking you for your unfiltered opinion on the current card template that has been floating around, please provide specific points of concern or praise with the current template and how you think they can be improved. I've attached the demo cards below. Please note the text on these cards are not final and do not reflect the actual abilities/numerical values. Of course, you can have a little section there where you can put in your answer and concerns. And if we go ahead and look here, you can go ahead and see we do have a few images of the cards here and the samples of what the product is going to look like to an extent, obviously. Again, none of this is final. It's all subject to change, especially now that we have this opportunity to make a change. Now, of course, for those that don't have access to it or don't feel like joining the Discord, I will have a link to the form to fill out for you in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check it out for yourselves, get a look at the images yourselves if you haven't seen them yet. And as Bulbastore kind of just got the point across, take your time with it, right? Don't just look at it as nope, this is great, you don't have to change anything, or it sucks, I don't want to, just redo it, right? That's not helpful feedback. I think if you're wanting to be helpful here, genuinely just take a look. Think of all the card games you've played over the years, or if Chaotic's the only one, what did you like about the original designs? We need to also realize we can't just do a copy paste. I mean, in theory, they could do a copy paste, but I feel like it has to innovate, has to look or do something different, something, unique-ish, right? So just take a day or two, or, a few hours if that's all it takes, and genuinely think out a response, well thought out notes on what you personally would change on the cards. And obviously, as I said in my past couple videos, first and foremost, the transparency here. I absolutely love it. Brian Gannon obviously wants our feedback, and the Chaotic team wants our feedback because they know, and I can't know it for certain, but I have a sneaking suspicion on a deeper level, there is a genuine desire to make the community happy, to work with us, and really want to feel like we are part of this thing, right? That we are help building it. So love the transparency there. And again, it just goes to show we can make an effective change if we communicate, right? And again, shout out to all the people like Bulbastore and all the other folks that are working behind the scenes there and, working and have a communication with Brian Gannon as well. It just shows if we bring up concerns and don't just, sit by the wayside, and if we give effective criticism, or constructive criticism rather, it won't fall on deaf ears a lot of the time. Your voice matters, right? Now, speaking of card designs, now that we have kind of a fuller picture, and we didn't have all of Maxor's card revealed because it was kind of cropped off by some others, I will personally, I kind of touched on it a little bit in my first video, but I'm going to just take a look here and see, giving you guys my point of view on what I would change. So let's go ahead and get the picture thrown up here of some of the new cards. We'll go ahead and use Maxor again as an example here. Personally, looking at Maxor here, this is, again, the first set of images that we've gotten. And going from left to right side again, we got the courage, power, wisdom, and speed. Going here first, I think I stated before, I would definitely give the courage, power, wisdom, and speed. Give those their color back that they had in the original. You don't want a card to be too busy in terms of colors, obviously, but I feel like it's just enough to where it's sitting, in the blue kind of border here. And I feel like on other cards, it would be fairly similar and wouldn't affect much, but just giving it a little bit more depth instead of a blanket, this is blue, this is white, this is red, this is white, other tribes, so on and so forth. Just give those discipline boxes their colors back. I feel like that would be really good. And then I know some people are also complaining here about the, I want to say, transparency of the border and, the text box or lack thereof. Personally, I don't see a problem with this. As I said before, too, it's not a solid, fully seeable, fully visible text box. It's about 70, 50% opacity on there, but it still kind of gives you a feel of there is a distinction between where the card art is and where the text is. We're not necessarily losing any card art. It's just a little bit hidden. That even goes for the top text bar there, where the name, tribe, and type of creature that they are is. And even looking at the right side, again, I would still, with the elements, I personally would include the colors back with the elements, kind of make it pop a little bit more. But looking at the name, I'm not going to get into the specifics like, I think we should have bold italic Comic Sans with a 50% drop shadow. I'm not going to do that. Whatever the text font, whatever, that doesn't really matter a whole bunch to me, right? But looking at the energy on the right-hand side, I presume is the energy, so we definitely have a little bit of power creep, Maxor being at 65 max. It seems to be, sitting at around 120 now, assuming that is the energy. I think that's fine. That text is fine, still pops out. I haven't quite figured out what the number on the left means, the bottom left, so that says 100 here. So if you guys have any sort of idea as to what that 100 means, let me know. I'd love to know what you guys think that means, or speculate, or if I'm just dumb and blind, a sack of rocks here. Let me know what you guys think that means. I'm wondering if it has something to do with maybe attack power, if you're just basic attacking, for lack of a better term, or maybe it's just all of his stats are 100. I don't know, something like that. The code spot's fine. I don't think anything's wrong with it. I don't think we're going to have to, deal with the misprinted or, too far left, too far right, too far center, number printings. And outside of that, honestly, I think these look great. We have the ultra symbol for the rarity up at the top right. I'm not quite sure what the one white dot means compared to the other white dots just above that. Maybe it's just an aesthetic thing. Maybe it has nothing to do with anything. But I don't see anything terribly wrong with that. Outside of that, I think it looks great. I always wished I could, have a Maxor wallpaper. So I think that this is perfectly fine. And something else I actually just noticed, which might actually address one of my concerns, if we go ahead and take a look at Armageddon here, the attack, it shows the damage that it will deal per element type, right, as Armageddon is anyways. But these elements are actually colored in. So maybe they did the attacks before finishing Max or Takinam, whatever. So I think if they just apply that change, color everything in a little bit more, I think that would give it perfect depth. I might even go in and just do like a little color correction myself and see if it genuinely does look okay or not. But yeah, looking at Armageddon here, I think they have that in mind. So if someone just brings it up and be like, hey, don't forget, make the stats, make the disciplines, make the elements colored in for the creatures, I think that's going to address mostly what I have as a concern. But yeah, sorry, just noticed that. I wanted to tack that on there at the last second. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for the video. I was at work today and got the phone notification from Discord that this forum had come out and that we could actually give our opinions on the card designs. And I thought, wow, I am kind of literally a wizard that way. But yeah, like I said before, I'll have the link to the Discord itself in the description and the link to the forum as well, so you guys can go ahead and give your opinions. That being said, I'd love to know your thoughts, guys. Again, let me know exactly what you change. Would you keep the old design? Would you keep the new design? Do you prefer one of the over the other? And again, what specifically would you want to change? Take your time with it. Really think on it, and because our opinions do actually matter. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff that you always hear from every single other YouTube video. And again, let me know if you guys have any news that I might not be aware of regarding Chaotic or any other topics you guys would like me to talk about. And until next time, you guys are awesome. I love y'all. God bless, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.